You know what I'm saying? Because you had the camera on. You know who? I mean, who does that?
I mean, I'm just saying, you know what I'm
You know what
saying?
I'm
You
saying?
defining, you know what I'm saying? This is a really deep issue for me, man. You know what I'm saying? Being a being a
I was
being
just
a
asking
pimp,
your,
dude.
I was just
Being
asking
a
your
pimp is
opinion.
being a pimp is the worst thing
I was just
to
asking.
be in existence.
I
Cause
was
we
just
talked
asking.
about the whole you know what I'm saying? You know, we are not a combative people. We're not a combative species as human beings. You see what I'm saying? And being a pimp
But I don't
is
think I was.
controlling,
But look at here.
and which is combative.
What is? I wasn't giving you the definition of a pimp. Then.
What definition would you give me as a pimp?
With a financial advisor, with a financial investor. Then. You know, because I had them two mixed up because a person that does not put any stipulation on what this person does or what this person did, how much they got made or what they doing. Matter of fact, it don't matter where they got that money from. If they come and invest their money into something that they feel it should be invested in, then that's not a fail. That's a financial shit. I guess.
But see, you being very vague. I mean, do you think that? Are you thinking? Huh?
No, I was just asking you to keep all that together. How you be doing it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but you're saying okay. So when you say like financial advisor, what do you mean? I mean, do you think it's a bad investment to go buy food, clothes, drugs? Do you think it's a good investment to go buy food, clothes, drugs? What are you saying? I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
If a person was invested into something good, and he know this money is whole money.
Meaning, what is whole money?
Shit, with a woman that's selling herself.
Money obtained by prostitution.
Right.
Okay.
So if
and why is this person prostituting again?
Like I said, that's that person's own intake of their own thing. We're talking about the person who she's giving the money to a person that wants to see her win.
But if she's prostituting herself, why would she give her money to anyone?
Because she met somebody that has a business, has houses and homes, and he's willing to help her out.
Well, if that's the case, then why is she still soliciting?
Well, because it's her choice. Because it's her choice.
Because it's her choice. So what you're saying is this individual has met a person
Right.
that has avenues of creating income where she does not, well, he or she does not have to solicit themselves
and she still
sexually.
Right.
And for some reason, she still desires to solicit herself.
Just like that.
This is your argument.
No, I'm saying, but there's situations like this in the world.
There are situations like this in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. But
that's why I said earlier.
The topic
that's why I said earlier.
But see, the topic is though. See, this is what it was. This is what it was when we started. You, Freddie D, you were supposed to be trying to lay forth a intelligent and convincing argument on how being a pimp can be good. Not is good, but has the potential to be good.
Well, I guess I got a financial advisor. I kind of put that into the same perspective as a pimp. You know
a financial advisor. So you're saying Edward Jones and Charles Schwab are pimps?
I'm just saying that a person that is pimping and a person that is financial advising are different. So I can't really give you a true definition.
But a moment ago you just said they were the same thing.
Well, to a certain extent. to a certain extent.
To a certain extent.
But see, a pimp is a pimp.
Let's get back to this individual having the means to obtain finances and success without soliciting themselves, yet still choosing to solicit themselves.
Right.
Let's get back to that. That's a hypothetical situation, correct? Like that's not an actual situation that you have experienced or perpetrated, right? I mean, because a person can say, it's one thing to say,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
that
That's what I said.
it's one thing to say as a criminal defense
Mhm.
that that a person is soliciting themselves of their own free will, and all you do is handle their money, which is weird because
No. All the person does is.
But I mean,
Because me myself, I haven't been in that situation. I'm just saying, what if it was a situation like that? I'm sure it probably is.
if there was a situation like that, I wouldn't be snowed by a few big words and this, that, and the other. I would know that this young lady is being pimped. Okay? Because if she if this individual, this young lady or this young man has the means to generate financial stability and whatnot without the danger and the ridicule and all of that of sexual solicitation, then I mean they have to be being pimped, and even if they don't, you see what I'm saying? Why would they? Because see, I've been battling homelessness for 10 years. This is my first apartment in 3-4 years. This is my first apartment since August 26th. No, that's not true. I had 2 other apartments after that. This is my first apartment since I don't know. This is my first apartment in only 2 years. Okay, I have been battling homelessness for 10 years. Okay, and I have not once solicited myself. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I have not once solicited myself. So yeah. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? If I can find success without soliciting myself, even after being homeless, then isn't it plausible, even likely, that so could this hypothetical person who for some reason, just out of the blue, decided to solicit themselves?
I mean, I'm just saying, what is that?
There's no way that I would believe that anyone would solicit themselves sexually because they want to. Prostitution is not something that one wants to do, especially when you're talking about on a lower level need to pay bills situation.
Right.
I mean, because there are what do you call them, porn stars.
Exactly.
There are porn stars, you see what I'm saying, who make very lucrative money being porn stars, and they decide to do that. But that's a porn star. That's not the same situation.
Well,
because the situation that you put forth was that she needed to pay her rent, and she had become aware, or was aware, that she could do that through sexual solicitation.
Right. Or how she got an option that you don't have to do that.
Well, of course, she has an option
and
not
she
to
still
do that
want-
if
and
she's
she
not
still-
being pimped.
And she still wants to
Why would she want to though?
because she's addicted to sex.
Because she's addicted to sex.
Right. Now, how about you got a person like that?
Really, really.
You say though.
Because
Well, you got a person like that.
because she's addicted to sex.
Right.
Okay, okay. But okay. Now, given that's the situation,
Mm-hmm.
that she's addicted to sex
Mm-hmm.
and she has chosen to make her addiction profitable. That's that situation. What about the previous situation where this individual needs to pay their rent and they are aware that prostitution is one way to do it?
And she got her rent paid, and she met somebody to where
Uh-huh.
she doesn't have to do that,
Right.
and she still decides to because
Oh, you're saying that regardless of you're trying to present that regardless of what other options that she is presented with, she chooses
right. This
to
was
be
the
a
whole-
prostitute.
This was the whole thing from the jump. What if somebody chooses?
What if she doesn't choose to be a prostitute?
Then that's not the person we're talking about.
Then that's not the person we're talking about.
Right. Let's talk about a person.
That's
who's
extremely convenient. No, let's talk about the person who doesn't want to be a prostitute.
No.
Because
Let's talk about a person
the original
let's talk
argument,
about-
the original subject is how being a pimp has the potential or the ability to be a good thing.
a financial advisor.
No, a pimp.
Oh,
We decided on the word pimp.
Oh, well, then.
We decided on the word pimp, and we decided on the parameters.
Okay. So,
And you still have not answered my question
well, I can't tell you about the people. I can tell you about a financial advisor.
about a financial advisor.
Right.
Oh, so
Basically-
you're saying that this financial advisor has advised this individual that this is the most lucrative course
No.
of action.
No. A financial advisor that gave someone the opportunity to not solicit themselves.
Has given someone the opportunity not to solicit themselves.
Right. And
Okay, but what would a pimp do?
Right,
Because
that's
the
what I said.
initial
Well, I said-
subject is how can being a pimp
Well, then that's
be
well,
good?
Well, then I guess I had the wrong interpretation of a pimp and a financial advisor, like I've been saying.
Well, which interpretation of a pimp do you accept? When you think of pimp, what implication comes to your mind first?
This, that, or that.
This, that, or that.
Right.
Okay.
A person that
Okay.
is
I've heard financial advisor be synonymous with a pimp, correct?
right, which is a different thing than pimp. So maybe I shouldn't have used the word pimp.
Maybe you shouldn't have used the word pimp.
Right.
But that was the initial subject matter. The initial subject matter was how can being a pimp be a good thing? That was the initial subject
Well,
matter.
the thing is, how can a financial advisor be a good thing?
A financial advisor is a legitimate profession.
Right.
A financial is a legitimate and lucrative profession. We're talking about a pimp,
Okay.
a illegitimate but potentially lucrative profession.
Well, I was trying to give you an example.
Potentially lucrative.
Well, so I was trying to ask you about a financial advisor. I guess I got those two kind of.
So you're saying that we are no longer talking about how being a pimp can be beneficial. You're only going to describe as a financial. You're only going to describe pimp as being synonymous with financial advisor. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck it.
Okay. Okay. Well, first of all, I don't see any instance or situation where a person would choose to solicit themselves sexually, even if they were a nymphomaniac or a sex addict. Okay? Because for one, solicitation of sex, okay, is extremely dangerous. Okay? Solicitation of sex is very dangerous. Soliciting sex is very dangerous. Okay? For real. I mean, you don't know who this person is. You don't know if they're going to pay you. You don't know if they're going to hurt you. You don't know if they're going to kill you.
Right.
You don't know. You see what I'm saying?
I agree with
Soliciting sex, even if someone is uh uh even if someone is a nymphomaniac addicted to sex, is extremely dangerous.
Yes, it is.
So I just I cannot agree with someone choosing to solicit themselves sexually with or without a pimp. Because with or without a pimp, it's still dangerous,
Right.
no matter what.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and I mean, being a pimp is the worst thing in the world. Being a pimp is the worst thing in the world
Okay.
because they are destroying God.
Okay.
They are destroying God. The easiest way to destroy a people, a culture, a nation, a world is to destroy the women. Why? Because the women take care of the children, the women take care of the home. You see what I'm saying? All dudes do ideally is go to work, make money, and come home. Now, maybe they also help with the children and the household chores. Maybe. You see what I'm saying? Maybe they go the extra mile and they help take care of their wives' needs as well. They're extremely compassionate with their wives' needs as well. However, um, if you destroy the woman, one, you're destroying the family unit, and the woman is the most caring and the most, you know what I'm saying, and the most compassionate and the most insightful and sincere. You see what I'm saying? In most cases, you see what I'm saying? And the woman is usually the single parent. You see what I'm saying? So if anyone if anyone is pimping a woman or as you said, financially advising them as being synonymous with pimping, then they're destroying a culture. They're destroying a people systematically. Because everyone that person meets is going to be affected by the abuse that that she has under that she or he that individual has undergone by being pimped.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So destroying the woman destroys not only the current generation, but the next generation as well.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Being we're not even talking about being a pimp. What if they're just what if this individual what if this what if they're just a woman beater, or they're just unfaithful, they're just full of infidelity.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because there are many ways to destroy a person.
right.
You see what I'm saying? There are many ways to murder a person.
Right. Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
that's true.
You cannot murder the innocent.
Right.
You can only murder. Well, you cannot murder the guilty. Let me correct that. You cannot murder the guilty. You can only murder the innocent. You cannot kill the innocent. You can only kill the guilty. And this is why.
Okay.
Murder is, for example, someone is walking down the street minding their business. They have been framed, and now they are being murdered by drive-by shooting or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
That's murder. Okay, the person was set up, wrongly accused, blaspheming against all of that, and they were murdered because of someone else's cowardice and refusing to take responsibility for their own actions.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Now, killing someone is if someone breaks into your house while you're there, and in the course of defending yourself, you took that person's life. That's killing someone, which cannot be manslaughter, because manslaughter is when two people engage in a fight in a neutral location, and one person's life accidentally gets taken by the other. That's manslaughter. You see what I'm saying?
Not necessarily accidentally, because I have a homeboy of mine did time for manslaughter. He actually left with intent to come back to kill.
Oh, that's not manslaughter. That's murder.
You know,
When
so-
there is intent, it's murder.
well, his intention was to see, because he had, I guess he got jumped, and he went home to get his gun, came back and ended up, shooting and killing the person. Now, I don't know why they charged him with manslaughter, but that was the charge.
Huh. Well, I mean, things happen. You know what I'm saying?
I'm listening to you though.
Things happen. So, you know what I'm saying? The best, most permanent way to destroy a people, no matter the race, culture, or whatever, is to destroy the women.
Right.
Is to murder a woman. The best way to murder a culture, to murder a people, to murder a nation, to murder a country, to murder a heritage, to murder a family, is to murder the woman. Because if you murder the woman, then there's no one to take care of the children or the men. The whole thing collapses, and the children and the men end up in a very detrimental situation that they may or may not survive with or without aid or support of any kind. Okay? Therefore, being a pimp cannot be beneficial. There's no way that being a pimp can be beneficial. There's no way.
Okay.
There's no way that being a pimp can be beneficial.
Right on.
Regardless of what, you know what I'm saying, alternative label that one gives it, it cannot be beneficial. Now, given the same situation, if I was in the same situation and I knew something and I had crossed paths with a woman that was a prostitute.
Right.
If I crossed paths with a woman that was a prostitute, I would attempt to reason with them, work with them, guide them, and all of these things in order to get them out of prostitution. I would support them. I would counsel them. I would love them. I would guide them. I would show them compassion. I would show them understanding. I would protect them from myself because, like I said earlier, when someone is being abused and trust me, a pimp is an abusive person.
Okay.
Okay, a pimp is an abusive person in every way, shape, and form. I mean, even if they're not abusive physically, well, you know what I'm saying. Emotional wounds and scars take longer to heal than physical ones.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
So
Smoke something, bro.
so here's the thing. Oh yeah, I'm about to roll up a cigarette in a minute.
No.
I'm about to roll up a cigarette in a minute.
Listen.
Oh.
It was already one rolled up.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, man. At the same damn time, I was just trying to get your intake on it and everything like that. You know, but I pretty much agree with that. You know.
So you agree that there is no way that being a pimp can be a good thing.
I mean, I guess that's why, you know, from looking at it from that point of view, I guess I can agree with that.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Seriously,
No,
because I mean, I would be.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I ain't never been no pimp because of that.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
You know, I couldn't never. I have a mother. I have daughters, dude.
right.
I have daughters. I could never be a pimp.
Uh,
You know what I'm saying? I could never. I could never get my. You know what I'm saying? I could never get my head around being a pimp because I got daughters.
right. Exactly. That's one of my reasons for not doing it. That, and then, you know, plus other reasons. Like you said. So, I can't say that I, you know, disagree with you.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because if so, man, I was trying to be more. Like I have morals about some certain situations. You know what I'm saying? Let me hit that with you. You know what I'm saying though?
Let me see.
We do got morals too, so I can say that I agree with what you're saying.
Here you go, buddy.
Already. Yes, I most definitely agree.
There you go. Let me see. Do I have it? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, I think damn, is my phone on this charger? Is my phone on this charger?